obviously kind of we distinguish four layers of interoperability. One is the technical layer. My favorite example to illustrate that is railway gauges, which actually we take for granted that trains can just cross countries, but we shouldn't take it for granted. There are huge interoperability problems, right? The size of the gauges, whether that connects or not. So that's at the very technical level the question of, do things really, physically even connect? And then on top of that, there is a layer of data interoperability. So take email as an example. Let's say I use Gmail, and let's say you use a Microsoft product. And even if we use different email clients, the data can still be exchanged and displayed on each other's screens, regardless which email program you use to send a message, right? So that's kind of, roughly speaking, data interoperability. And then the next layer actually is human interoperability, and that's a particularly fascinating one. That's also where language is such a great example as a technique of interoperability, where we also see again how hard it is actually to create interoperable systems. And then on top of that, ultimately institutional interoperability, which includes, for instance, the working together of different legal systems, but also of institutions such as governments. And obviously, being from Europe, we see a lot of interoperability problems at that layer currently in Europe unfolding in various ways.
Sentences each, that'd be great.
So we have 4 layers of interoperability. The first one is the technical layer of interoperability. That's actually how can technical systems themselves connect with each other. Think of railway gauges. On top of that, we have a data layer of interoperability. The example there would be 2 different email programs. Take one from Microsoft and one from Gmail. These systems can exchange the data, although they're different systems on different laptops or living elsewhere in the cloud. The third layer is the human layer. The paradigmatic example on that layer is certainly language, natural language, but then also language of different disciplines. There we have serious interoperability challenges. And then finally, the institutional layer of interoperability, where issues such as different laws and regulations and different policies could be mapped upon, take differences, for instance, between EU privacy laws and approaches to privacy here in the US.